Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. You found The Local Show with Tom and Steve, two of your favorite people on the weekends to spend some time with and listen to us chat it up.
A lot of assumptions there, Tom.
Chat it up. Yeah, of course.
Tom, you seem to be transforming into Jack LaLanne, and listeners may be old enough to remember who that is. What's going on over there?
Isn't that funny? I used Jack LaLanne as an example to my son the other day, and he has no idea. I have to look up on YouTube to see if there's any Jack LaLanne videos. Right. But remember him on all the variety shows? Yeah. He'd be on Johnny Carson, Mike Douglas.
Yeah. You know, he was kind of like Perry Noun with exercise. Yeah. Perry Noun, folks, does the golf show. And you know, he's just got a lot of energy and a lot of passion, and you can do it.
And he'd be wearing that unitard.
Yeah. It's so true.
Oh, man, but he would get down there and do those push-ups.
So what are you doing? What's going on?
Well, you know, I had to get back to the gym because, well, the doctor said, hey, look, you're not doing too bad, but you're going to die if you keep putting on this weight.
Okay, well, so.
Yeah, you're 375 pounds on the low side, and we got to get you down. You have to at
He's
least...
lying, folks. He's more than that. No, kidding.
You have to at least lose 200 pounds. So I went back to the gym, and you know, it's been good. And this I can say, you know, my father, who's 81 and an avid fitness buff, he had said to me, Tommy, all of your pains and all these things that you're worried about and calling me about and whining and complaining, it will go away if you go to the gym. And I said, well, how am I going to get rid of Steve by going to the gym? And he said, really, all those joints and things will feel better. And I didn't believe him. I thought, I'm too far gone. There's no way. I went back to the gym after a week, after just 7 days. And I'm not doing anything crazy.
The old man was right?
He was totally right.
How about that?
I'm going up and down the steps and thinking, wait a second, where'd all that pain go? Where'd this go? The swelling in my calves and the feet and everything, gone. You know, I still wear the compression socks because it's a fashion statement.
Absolutely.
But I mean, you know.
When I exercise, and Judy was just like, we got to start walking again. And I don't like walking in the cold, right? But and I said, I do better. I lose weight because I eat better. Because I'm thinking, if I'm doing this exercise, the last thing I'm going to do is eat this whole bag of chips. Yeah. So it's that kind of thing.
And I should tell people, you know, diet's the other part of it. It's
the big part of it.
We eat very clean, and so does my wife.
Yeah, pass the cookies.
But folks, if you're even hesitating a little bit, don't. Get yourself a trainer if you're not comfortable in the gym or with and go to a place, because you know what? There's inspiration. I found this out. 50% of the people there are older than me.
See?
And they're doing a great job.
Well, I hate to say this, but you look better.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I don't know if it'll do anything for my attitude, but I'm working on that too.
You know, I'm happy if you're healthier.
I'm reading books, and Tony Robbins is living with me now, so anything to get me going. Hey, it's our pleasure right now to bring back Neal Carr on the show, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. How are you, Neal?
Doing well, guys. Thanks.
It's great to have you along.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, winter's over, right?
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
The HVAC guru, I'll tell you what, you guys do such a fantastic job. How has your emergency service been? I'm going to think that you probably didn't have a lot of emergency stuff this year.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had some weekend work and after hours stuff. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it was, we weren't slammed with it all year, but we had a fair share.
But to some extent, are those folks that weren't your customers before?
That we're not.
Right.
A lot of it's new stuff. Some of it is existing customers, but a lot of newer customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because it's been rather mild. You know, people didn't call up in a tizzy.
Overall, I think, service is probably a little slower.
First 3 weeks when it gets cold, isn't that just like insane? Because people took the furnace on and that's got to be...
Yeah, you get that, yep. But then you get the warm spells and they shut them off, and then when, it gets cold again, they turn it back off. Then, you're back in it, so...
Yeah. So this year, do you feel that people are going to have to start taking their old units and going to these new heat pumps or what have. And why don't you explain to people what a heat pump is and why the government keeps pushing it at this point?
It's an all electric unit.
Okay.
And they have water source heat pumps, air source heat pumps. Air source heat pumps are the most common ones. Basically, it's using either the heat or using the air temperature to help the system run. So it's pulling heat out of the air, or for AC, it's pulling cooler air, pulling that cooler out of the air.
So it does both? It does AC and...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the same system that does both. Yep.
So if you had one of these heat pumps, you wouldn't need to get a central air conditioner?
Right, the heat pump is the air conditioner.
Good golly.
The unit outside is basically, it's this. They're very similar looking to an AC condenser, certain models.
Any disadvantages?
Just like any other. I don't know about certain disadvantages. Right. Yeah, I don't know specifically on that.
Nothing bad.
No, it's not like you do this. I mean, they're all electric, so you lose your power.
Okay, so you use
just like anything else. Yeah, just like anything else.
Is it 220 or 110?
220. It's a specific question on it. Very important to know that.
Yeah,
it's 220. Yeah.
Is it true that most electricity is made from coal?
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, gee, we're going to get calls, Tom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I'm sure Hochul will let us put in a new nuclear power plant. She's all for that, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as it's powered by wind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, speaking of wind, let's keep talking. So these heat pumps, this is very interesting, though, to me, because I didn't realize they did both. So as an outfit that helps people to maintain their current HVAC right?
HVAC. You can't even spell
system,
that.
I know. System. And who installs new, do you all of a sudden say to yourself, maybe we don't order as many central air conditioning units?
Well, I mean, we don't supply the equipment, so our distributors are handling all of that. So we're getting equipment from other places. Yeah, it's not like we don't have a warehouse full of systems.
But do you see in your mind and in your brother's mind, do you see it going, the other way?
100%. Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, yeah, they've been growing in this. They've been around forever.
Right. I gotcha.
Right. Europe. That's all they have in Europe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So and then down south they use them a lot too. They're getting more popular in the Northeast as the technology gets better and they're able to run better in these climates. Sure. So that's why it's newer to some people up here. Yeah. A lot of people, it's not.
And Tom, if you ever were in an airplane, and I know that's not going to probably happen,
and I have been,
and you fly in Asia, hot water tanks, they heat on the roof. So you'll fly and you'll see you'll see water being warmed on the roof to come down. That's how they do it.
Yeah,
they use the sun to do that.
That's got to be
you're
like,
what is that? And that's where the hot water tank is. So I guess if it breaks, you might get a little wet, but that's where all that happens.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I mean they've been around for a while, but yeah, it's definitely the technology has gotten a lot better and it's getting more popular in this area. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
And so that would negate this 90% efficient furnaces and things like that. Those would go away?
Well, I mean, you always have those. I mean, unless they don't let you use natural gas
well,
anymore.
That's what I think. That's where Tom's going to some extent. They keep telling you, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do that.
They're pushing heat pumps, yes.
Right. And
that's what they want.
And the consumers are the end of the food chain on that.
Right. Yeah. Thinking to themselves, what do we do? I have this old thing and... it's got to be confusing for everyone.
But you guys are still getting, every time I look online, you're still getting lots of great reviews. People like you. What is it? Your brother or you? Who do they like more?
It's a flip of a coin.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think. But yeah, no, we're it's been good. We're getting ready for the home show coming up here in a couple of weeks at the fair. So
that's great.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yep. So people have a conversation to have a chance to have a personal conversation.
Yeah, they can meet you.
My situation.
Right. Well, now that you're on the local show, you're a star. So you're going to have
Yeah, we'll print out those pictures of Neal, and he can sign them at the table.
No, my neighbor's son was impressed. I was on YouTube, so.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
Famous. Are they easily impressed?
Yeah.
Okay.
10-year-old kids are usually.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Hey, Neal, thank you so much for the information. And if you need emergency service, of course, call Prime Heating and Air. But then if you just want to talk about these new heat pumps and various other products, you've got it all.
Absolutely. You got it.
All right. Thank you, Neal. Have a great rest of the day, okay?
You too. Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Coming up in hour number 2, we're going to have a conversation with Jordan Gentili. He's the corporate director of Comfort Windows and Doors. And then we'll talk with George Powers from Powers Accounting and Natasha Schmidt, co-owner of Rubberstone, New York, all in hour number 2. And that starts really soon. Stick around.